Oh. Moya, who's there? Oh. Hold on. Oh. Moya, please. Hold on. Oh.
Thank you. And now, if we can get this event started, the man of the hour to start this occasion, the person we're celebrating today, soon to be retired, Chief Paul Babcock.
Thank you. Good morning. Please have a seat. I'd like to thank each and every one of you who attended this morning. It means so much to me and Chief Moya. So many years of history in this room. I see one of my first engineers, Mike Chavez, worked about 10 years with Mike. Thanks for being here. Yesterday, it's pretty funny. I'm very emotional, and I'm not going to apologize about that because I'm so passionate about this job. But Brian and I were giving an interview to the New Mexican, handing off the keys to the fire department. And we were the reporter, Victoria. And I felt really bad for her because Brian and I were just bawling in the room as she was trying to ask this question. So it was a little awkward for her. And Brian and I said we're going to try to be as strong as possible to make this a very happy occasion that it is. And I'm just so honored and humbled to be named as a chief. Mayor Weber, Kira, Jarrell, I can't thank you enough to putting your trust in me. To hold this position, it means a lot. We were able to accomplish a lot. And Kira, I know we started our jobs together. In just a year and a half that you were my supervisor, you taught me so much. It means a lot. And Brian has a great mentor to look up to, and you guys are going to accomplish a lot with the fire department. And when the fire department is successful, the community is successful. So I really mean a thank you to all of you. Councilwoman Villarreal, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Chief Joy, it's an honor. We have a good friendship with the police department. Captain, thank you for being here. It really means a lot to me. I'd like to thank my family, my sisters here. I come from a large family. My mom and dad had 8 kids, 6 sisters and 2 brothers. And my family's here, my sisters, my nieces, my nephew. It means a lot. My 3 boys, Cody, Tyler, and William. Yeah, Tyler, we'll go fly fishing, I promise. Cody, I'll finally visit your college. It's going to be an honor. And yes, William, I will build your soccer field. Okay? I've been in the fire department for 31 years. Seems like yesterday. And out of those 31 years, the most important person in my life, my wife, Katerina. You've been with me 27 years out of those 31. We have 3 beautiful boys. I apologize for 31 years of venting when I was frustrated coming from work, and also showing the joys of you visiting the station with my boys and them looking at me putting on my uniform every morning with honor and pride. It was very easy to come to work every day, even today. I could honestly say I never had a bad day putting on a uniform and wishing I didn't have this job. It's always been the opposite. I looked forward to coming to work. I looked forward to what I was able to accomplish and work forward to everything I was able to work with the people I work with. The men and women of this department, the ones that go with first responders, the ones with the boots on the ground, you mean so much to me. You mean so much to the community. Every time you go on a call, you touch somebody's lives and it makes a difference. And I know sometimes we get burned out and we think, oh, not this guy again, or not this person again. Yeah, but that's what we are paid to do, and that's why we come to work. And that's why my career has been so rewarding, because I was able to make differences in people's lives. And that's why it was so easy to put on my uniform and come to work every day. The fire department's going to gain somebody really special. Brian Moya, man, I can't say enough about him. Him, his family, it was an honor to work for Brian. Not a lot of people know, but 21 years ago, my partner and I were in a house fire, and the roof collapsed on us, and my leg was snapped from my knee down into my foot. I had to be carried out by what we called a RIT team. Brian, we breaking my leg, I was placed on light duty and was working in the office. I was hobbling around with crutches. Brian came in, rookie, so young, so full of energy, talking to Chief Sperling at the time, getting his job. It was so funny to see Brian at that time because the enthusiasm and the joy he looked at trying to be a City of Santa Fe firefighter, it meant a lot. Now, a grown man with his own family, I can't thank Chief Martinez, Chief Moya, all my chief officers. There's so many here. Steen, Eric, Freddie, Dave Sandoval, all of you guys, part of my chief officer staff. You worked with me hand in hand. We might have had some differences, but you guys were always supportive, and I can tell you all, thank you very much. Chief Mihalsik, again, I'm sure there's so many people I'm not mentioning just because the room is going pretty fast. My heart's beating fast, but I can tell each and every one of you. If I missed your name, it's not because you weren't appreciated. Chief Audikert, thank you again for everything and your time being in the fire department. I just want to say thank you to everybody in this room. It means so much that you're present. It means so much for me and Chief Moya. I can say I was humbled today going into retirement as I was at the time. Mayor Weber, you appointed me as your fire chief, and I thank you again for that opportunity and for your trust in me. Again, I'd like to thank my family, my wife, my 3 boys, my sisters. You guys all mean a lot. For that, I'd like to bring up Chief Moya. So at this point, we'll bring up City Clerk Christina Mihalsik, and we'll be swearing in Chief Moya as the new City of Santa Fe Fire Chief.
Okay. We're going to do that first. So we'll do the pins first?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
So it's a great honor. Chief Moya's family will be doing the traditional pinning of his badge. We'll be removing the assistant chief from his rank and file and placing him with Fire Chief of the Santa Fe Fire Department.
Oh, careful. Would I have Tom? Okay. It'll be the first time.
Now, Chief Moya's daughters will be pinning his lapel pins as Fire Chief. Good.
Okay, boss, you're up.
All right.
All right. let's
So
start,
I have one more pin to pin. Tradition is for the fire chief to pin the last lapel, pin on Brian's collar. Brian's mom and dad didn't get to do this 20 years ago. So please come up. And now Brian will be presented with his Chief's fire helmet. And it is a great honor and joy that I present to you City of Santa Fe Fire Chief Brian Moya. Congratulations, Brian.
Thanks, boss.
Now, Brian will be sworn in.
All right.
Oh, did you need her?
Yes.
Melissa?
Oh, shoot, it just come up. No. It's okay. Just raise your right hand. No.
Right hand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know which one your right one is?
Yeah, not right now.
Okay. No,
We didn't bring
just
it.
stand up. It's fine. So raise your right hand and repeat after me. Or make sure you're kind of okay.
No, you stand on this side.
I, Brian J. Moya,
I, Brian J. Moya,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
and the laws
and the laws
of the State of New Mexico
of the State of New Mexico
and the ordinances
and the ordinances
of the City of Santa Fe,
and the City of Santa Fe,
and that I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of Fire Chief
of Fire Chief,
on which I'm about to enter,
which I'm about to enter,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sign your name now.
Well, final thank you and I'll be done. I don't know how long that lasts. Yeah. I'm good. I have to send it to you. Oh, good. Thank you.
All right. Cool.
Okay, go ahead.
Again, it's a great joy for me to be able to walk away and hand that off to Brian. Phil, thank you again. We both meant so much to me. All the battalion chiefs, all the chief officers, every firefighter here, every paramedic, our wildland division. I can't tell you enough how much I thank you. You guys all meant a lot to me. And I know I didn't get to talk to you every day. There wasn't a day that I didn't go home and share with my family how much you and every one of you in the fire department meant to me. So again, I was humbled today as I was when I was named chief. And I thank you all for your service and your time and being here present with me. And all I ask is we support Chief Moya as your next fire chief. Thank you very much.
So thank you all. Thank you all for attending. I'm sorry. I'm a crier. That comes from the Naya side. So we all cry. So thank you all. I appreciate it. I want to thank my family. Without you guys, I wouldn't be here. To my older daughters, they saw me in the field a lot more than my younger two daughters. So I appreciate everything you guys have done over the last 20 years. And the Chief Babcock, I don't know where he is. He's hiding. Thank you for bringing me with you. Me and Chief Martinez owe you the world. You really helped me become who I am in the last year and a half under your guidance. So I hope I can continue that, and I hope I can grow this fire department the best I can. Most of you know where I've come from. I'm a boots on the ground kind of chief. I'll work my butt off. I don't say no to anything. They'll probably get mad at me, all the crews, but I'll be there with you. I'm not somebody that's going to tell you to go do something and you won't see me behind you trying to put stuff together. So on behalf of that, I want to thank you all for coming. I'm not going to say too much until the end when I come back up here, because I'll probably lose it 4 more times. But thank you all so much. I would like to introduce my boss, my new boss. Director Ochoa would like to say a few words.
Thanks, Chief. These guys always make me cry, but I'm going to try to hold it together too. What a happy day for the fire department, the city of Santa Fe, and what a sad day. It's a bittersweet day. I'm here to talk a little bit about our outgoing Chief, Paul Babcock. Chief Paul Babcock is both a gentleman and a gentleman. He's a person whose essential kindness is his greatest strength. He's embraced the fire department's long-standing mission of serving those most in need in times of their greatest need, no matter what. He is and has long been committed to saving lives by going headlong into the fray, whether that be a raging fire, or bitter cold, or even the indifference of those who would say, that's not our job. For Chief Babcock, no job has been too big or too small. As a paramedic, he tended to the sick and saved many lives. Even as chief, as recently as this winter, he's brought food and offered shelter to the unsheltered as part of our Code Blue program. While working his way up the ranks, he's been a true servant leader who has put the well-being of his team members ahead of his own. Chief Babcock knows all the angles of this remarkable organization, which I am just learning. He called me his boss, but he's really been my boss in so many ways, guiding me through as I've learned about this amazing department. He understands what it takes to do what seems like an impossibly hard job to those of us who are on the outside looking in. And in the time I've had the honor of working with the chief, he's demonstrated his leadership in so many ways. Consistently and faithfully, he has honored the traditions of the department and advocated tirelessly for every member in ways you will all may never know. He has really, truly been an advocate. He's also selflessly supported with his every step the next generation of strong leaders in fire. Case in point, and many, many of you as well. On a personal note, I am very grateful for the generosity and grace with which Chief Babcock has welcomed me and educated me as a newcomer to the fire family. This chief has embraced the concept that whether we are firefighters, police officers, social workers, librarians, or lifeguards, we are all in it together when it comes to keeping our community healthy and safe. All the while, this chief has kept at the forefront of his mind the needs of every member of this department, embracing new ways of thinking that forge a future for fire that will always, always hold a rich and honorable tradition close. Chief Babcock has led with a humble heart. He has gotten so much done in his time here and supported every member of his team to be the best they can be. I'm inspired by his example and ask you to join me in thanking him for a lifetime of service to the department and to the people of our city. Chief, your retirement today is truly, truly well-deserved. Please know that we all support you in taking a bit of a break. At the same time, we look forward to your next endeavors, the soccer field, the fly fishing. What's the third thing I'm forgetting? Okay, the campus, the college campus. Which, even though I know you're focusing on your family, I also predict that you probably won't be able to stay out of serving your community as well, because I think that is a mission that is clearly part of your DNA. As you devote yourself to your dear family, to your wonderful wife, Katerina, and your sons who've supported you for all these years, may the road rise up to meet you and the wind be at your back.
I don't think this individual needs introduction, but I'll introduce Mayor. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. It's good to say Chief, right? And to your whole family, congratulations. Thanks for lending your son, your dad, your husband, your brother to the city of Santa Fe. We're very grateful to you and very excited about your service and working with you. And Chief Babcock, we're all criers today, so we might as well just own up to it. It's a day of joy and a day of tears. And I would like to say a few words about what you mean to me and what I've seen in you over the last years when we've worked together. You know, Director Ochoa asked the question about leadership. What is a leader? And there's a long-standing debate in the ranks of management. Are leaders made or are leaders born? And after working with Chief Babcock, my conclusion is that when it comes to some people, leaders just are. They just are. And you know them when you see them. There are qualities that Chief Babcock has that make him a leader. Integrity, strength of character, and endless work ethic, empathy for others, commitment to serve. Serve with heart, serve with head, serve with hands, and a sense of purpose that spreads to everybody in this room. If you look around this room, we are so fortunate to have the fire department that we have, the people who serve our people. I know firsthand, yesterday my wife and family were victims of a head-on auto crash, and the Santa Fe Police and Fire Department were there in a heartbeat and saved everyone's life and got everyone the care they needed. That happens every day in Santa Fe. Sometimes it's not quite as personal as what I experienced yesterday, but to everybody who experiences it, it's personal. And it wouldn't happen without your leadership, the culture you fostered and exemplified, and the culture I know you're going to carry on, Chief Moya, and make part of the proud tradition of our fire department. I think it would be wrong not to say a word about the last few years we've been through, because COVID has changed everything in our world and in our city, and we've been very fortunate to have the right guy at the right place at the right time. When we had to adapt to new circumstances, we had a chief who knew how to be adaptable. When we had to stand firm and be strong about preserving our traditions, we had a chief who knew how to stand firm and preserve those traditions as well. So when you ask yourself, what is a leader? I'll ask everybody in the room to look over there. That's what a leader looks like. That's how a leader acts. That's how a leader behaves. That's how a leader leads. And we have been so fortunate as a community to have a leader like Paul Babcock at the chief of our fire department. Thanks, Chief. We love you dearly. Godspeed.
So at this time, I would like to bring up Chief Babcock's mother-in-law. I was going to say her name, but I was going to butcher it. So I will let her say it for us all.
Thank you. My name is Anke, A-N-K-E. And years ago, I was in a car wreck. Somebody rear-ended me on Sirius Road. And while I was still kind of numb and shocked, an ambulance pulled up. And from the ambulance came Paul Babcock. I didn't know how they got there so quick. I found out later on that they just happened to drive by. And he was so professional, so kind, so gentle, and concerned. It really touched me. He has been my son-in-law for over 25 years. And I have never seen him anything but kind, gentle, honorable, and concerned for other people. And he is the son I never had. And I love him very much.
So I would like to bring up his kids. You guys want to come together? It's a team. You're a team.
Thank you all for coming today. It is such an honor to see our dad, Paul, bring such a turnout of firefighters, co-workers, family members, and other individuals in our community. My family are Catholics, and the Christian virtues of feed the hungry, clothe the naked, house the homeless really resound with what my dad does each and every day that he has shown up to work. His commitment to service of the community really resounds with all the Christian virtues that we are held up to each and every day. At the dinner table a few weeks ago, we were talking about Christmas. You know, this is the time of the year where it seems like consumerism is almost rampant. But we were thinking to ourselves, how can we help the community? I didn't know that my dad had so many of his own hands in so many different projects, be it throughout the pandemic, making sure that the homeless were housed, that masks and other supplies were available to the fire department, up to. For some people, they are called to great things. Other people are called to small things, but with great love. Other people, like my dad, have been called to both, to great things, to do these great things with great love. I'll leave you all with this. In one of the Gospels, Jesus says, "He who wants to be first shall be last, and he who is," let me think about this. "He who is first will be last, and he who is last will be first." Now, I don't know what this means for us three, but for my dad, who's always put himself at the end of the line, who has always put my mom, my brother Tyler, my brother William, and myself before his own needs, he really exemplifies these Christian virtues. Thank you, Dad, for all that you do for us. We love you immensely.
All right. One thing that I know my dad is, my dad has morals, and that's one thing that's hard for me, being in the middle, to hold up and live up by. He has big shoes to fill. But subconsciously, I think I really took in him getting ready every day at work, and just how he presents himself whenever we're out, whenever we meet people. Yeah, and I don't know. If I have so much to say, we'd be here all week. Yeah, I don't know. My dad is somebody that I respect and honor the most in this world, and yeah, he's really special to me, Dad. Like Mr. Weber said, in one of those days where we're all crying, I don't even know what to say. You're just like my hero, I think most of our family members' hero, and you're so strong, and every time we get hurt when we were little and stuff, it was just interesting seeing how you'd react, because you're always so calm and compassionate and loving, and you're always so professional, even in the house. And yeah, I don't know how to even, fill your shoes, but I really respect you and I love you. I'm glad we finally get to spend some more time together, and yeah, I'm just very grateful to have met all of you in your years here and be able to learn from not only your example but everybody else around you. It taught me a lot, and I think it really helped create a solid foundation for us three. So I'm very proud of you, Dad, and I love you.
I'm not good at this kind of stuff. So, yeah. Like Tyler, my dad is my hero. You make everything possible for us, like the soccer field, and you send us to nice schools, and even though it may not seem like I appreciate it as much as I do, I appreciate it so much, and I'm so happy for you, and I love you.
Are you ready? Chief Babcock's wife, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. I'm really nervous. I testify a lot in court, and I don't get this nervous. I'm very nervous right now. Paul, I love you so much. You're the greatest man I've ever known. I was a third rider here at Station 1 about 27 years ago. And Paul was my preceptor, and we started IVs on each other. And I fell in love with him upstairs at the table. He would just stare at me, and I would stare back at him. And I told my mom, I met my husband. Those roses there, I got for Paul the other day. There are 30 red roses for 30 years. And there's an additional yellow one stem with 5 roses on it. And that's for your 31 years. But it's because Paul gave me a yellow rose outside of the fire station when there used to be a rose bush. And every time I see a yellow rose, I think of Paul. Still totally in love with you. You have such integrity. You're honest, very hardworking, too hardworking. He's missed a lot of things, but it's okay. We'll make up for it. Our 3 boys, We love you. I could tell you a lot of stories. I'll just tell you a kind of funny one. I was sitting in bed watching TV many years ago. Paul referenced his accident in the house fire, and a firefighter named Dave Huckabee called me at about 10 o'clock at night and said, "Hi, Kat." And I said, "Hi, Dave. What are you doing?" I said, "Watching TV. What are you doing?" Just thought you might want to go to the hospital because Paul may have hurt himself just a little bit. Maybe a broken arm, maybe something not very big of a deal. I said, "Oh my God, is he hurt?" "Yeah, he's hurt." So I went to the hospital, and I was with the Hondo Fire Department, so I was able to just badge in the back door. So I was like that toucan bird in the old Fruit Loop commercial, and I smelled my way to Paul because of his bunker gear that smelled like a fire, and he had a lot of pain and his leg was crushed. But he was very brave, and he ended up having surgery, and he came back for more, and he just hasn't stopped. Another story, we were driving and a drunk driver almost took me out, and I was on the way to the hospital to see Mike Chavez's wife, Leanne, and Paul usually drives, and he said, "Hey, Kat, you want to drive?" And I said, "Sure." Actually, we had already seen Leanne. We were leaving the hospital. So this drunk driver almost took us out, so I swerved off the road and missed him, and instead of just continuing on my way, I decided I would follow him, and because that's what I do. And I called 911, and I said, "Hey, there's this really drunk guy, and he almost took us out." And we had our 2 little ones at home with family, Angela, my sister-in-law, and I was really angry. So I was on the phone all the way down Old Santa Fe Trail. "You got to get here. You got to hurry up. He's going to kill someone. He's crossing the line." I followed him all the way, and sure enough, we come around a corner, and there's a bike and a shoe in the road. Couldn't find the person. We stopped, we looked, we couldn't find the person. We're looking behind the wall, looking everywhere. People started stopping. Finally, I remember Paul looked over and he said, "She's here." And he lifted up the tailgate of the guy's truck because his whole windshield was smashed in. And she had hit the truck and flew over and landed in the bed of the truck. And we had nothing with us, no mask, no nothing. So he starts CPR. And unfortunately, she didn't make it. But Paul does always put himself in these situations where he's able to help people. And he tried that day. And that was the only time that really impacted me for really forever, I think, to watch him. And when I say not, it's not the only time, but it was just really impactful what happened. And Paul was a hero. She didn't make it, but he tried. And I always think about what would have happened if we would have just continued on our way and minded our own business, like a lot of us want to do many times. So in closing, again, thank you for coming today. I know Paul didn't want any of this because he's very humble and he doesn't like attention on himself, but he does care about all of you guys here, all the firefighters, paramedics, wildland, rescue, you name it. Chief Moya, congrats. Good luck with that. Phil, you guys are like family to us. You guys are going to do a great job leading the community. And I also ask that you support Chief Moya, because when you support your chief, you're supporting your whole department and your community will benefit. not everything's perfect. In the workplace, I know that, in my own workplace, but when you get support from the people that you lead, you're going to make a huge difference. So thank you. I'm so proud of you, Paul. I love you so much. I'll always be by your side.
So before I piss him off with that gift right there, I would like to open up to anybody else. Does anybody would like to say anything about Chief Babcock?
Morning, everyone. So, Interim Chief Joy and I want to present something to Chief Babcock on behalf of the Santa Fe Police Department. So, I'm going to read this to you so everyone can see this. It says, the members of the Santa Fe Police Department congratulate Chief Paul Babcock, Santa Fe Fire Department, on his achievement of retirement after 31 dedicated years of service to the City of Santa Fe and the Santa Fe Fire Department. We also recognize his commendable leadership and appreciate the privilege to have worked alongside him and his staff, serving and protecting our community. We wish you the best of luck in retirement and thank you for your service. Chief Babcock, congratulations to your family and to ours. It's been a pleasure serving alongside you. Thank you for supporting us through challenging times and with everything that we did. You've been a great partner with us. Thank you, Chief. Very much.
Want to take a minute and personalize it a little bit because I had the realization that when Chief Babcock started his career, I was in elementary school hoping not to get picked last for dodgeball. But I just want to say thank you again from me as a person, from myself. My father was a retired firefighter. He retired as a battalion chief, and throughout my career in law enforcement, it's been a perpetual back and forth about my career choices, and with our little friendly, loving rivalry between police and fire, because there's not a lot of things that individually we get to experience and deal with that most people don't get to see that and experience that, but we do. We have that shared relationship. And my son betrayed me for Halloween this year, and he went as a firefighter as well. So yeah. No big deal, it's fine. I'm going to get over it. But since taking this, the deputy chief spot in 2019, and all the things that we've dealt with these last couple of years, it was always great to be able to call Chief Babcock, and his response was always, what do you guys need? How can we help out? So thank you from me as a person. Thank you for our department. Congratulations, Chief Moya. Look forward to working with you. And yeah, thanks again. Appreciate it.
So I like
2 years ago, and when I saw Paul, he had a smile. And I hadn't seen that smile on Paul in a long time. I said, it's only going to get bigger now that you're retired. I didn't smile either when I was working because it's a lot of stress, anxiety. I know what he's going through, but look at that smile, everybody. And very good feeling. What I'd like to do is, my wife, Gina Naya Moya, as a santera at Santa Fe Spanish Market, she did this bulto of Saint Florent, who's the patron saint of firefighters. And hearing Paul's son speak of their Catholic, the religion, which we're Catholic and the religious, he is the patron saint. He took care of your father, as you all know, when he fell from the roof, broke his leg. Saint Florent was there. So on behalf of the Moya and Naya family, I'd like to present this to Chief Paul Babcock, and thank you so much. And one other note, my mother-in-law just passed away about a month ago, Mariana Naya, and we were looking for some help to serve the food, and we had it at the volunteer fire station in Galisteo. Chief Babcock Chief Martinez, and another firefighter, and I know he's here, I saw him. And I'd like to thank them on behalf of going out and helping the Anaya family serve the food. I mean, that shows leadership, kindness, and again, Paul, thank you so much for mentoring my son. We're very proud of him. We're going to support him. We support you. We support Santa Fe Fire Department, Santa Fe County Fire Department. Chief Alarda, thank you for being here. I know you were with Santa Fe City and with Santa Fe County Fire Department. Thank you for your leadership and your professionalism. I know you held 2 hats with us, so thank you very much. And I wanted to recognize him. So again, thank you, Chief.
I would like to call up our union president, Aiden Lopez. Join the mic.
Hello everyone, I'm Aiden Lopez, the local 2059 union president. I would like to I'd like to tell Chief Babcock thanks for everything. He put up with a lot with me, always kind of in his ear, always trying to get something, you know, and he's always just kind of fighting me off. That's kind of always been our banter. But I appreciate everything he's done for us. I appreciate everything he's done for the local 2059. And on behalf of that, I'd love to give you this axe basically to show our thanks for everything you've done for us. All righty, sir. Here you go. Thank you, everyone.
So, last thing, I would like Chief Martinez to come up. I know he doesn't want to speak. That's fine. It's my job now. And I'd like to have Chief Babcock's family come up. We have one last surprise that we would like to present him. This is an honored tradition. I saw Chief Litzenberg walk in, and I need to get his picture. But we would like to unveil something that will be up at Station 1 forever. And Chief Babcock, would you like to come up also? And we would like you and your wife to unveil your picture. So. So at this time, thank you all for attending. We would like you to stay around. At 12:30, we are going to do his last call, and we are going to take his whole family to his house at 12:30. So we'll be doing that at 12:30. So for the next hour, if you wouldn't mind, we'll have food and mingle with Chief Babcock, talk to him.